It is Monday, September 2nd, and I am lucky enough to be off work. I know a lot of people aren't, and that sucks, and I'm sorry, but I can't act like I'm not happy to have a day off. I actually recorded stuff on Saturday, but then nothing really happened. I didn't really accomplish anything on Saturday, and watching the footage back, I kind of just was rambling about personal stuff, and while this is obviously a personal vlog channel, I don't want to have my videos devolve into just personal ramblings when the point of this is to be an AuthorTube channel, so I made the executive decision to just not do anything with that footage. And then yesterday I was going to film new stuff, but I was really lazy yesterday and I found The Man of Medan on the PlayStation Store, and that's all she wrote. I kind of got sucked in. I was a big fan of Until Dawn. I loved it, and I didn't know Man of Medan was coming out, and it's like all the same writers, the same directors, the same music people. So you know, I had to give it a chance. A lot of true gamers don't like games like that where it's mostly like cinematic. It's like watching a movie and you make decisions for the characters, and then it's like the rest of it is like a walking simulator basically, with like very slight action where you have to just move the cursor to make sure you hit something. And I can see why a lot of people wouldn't like that, but I'm all about that life, because when it comes to video games, yeah, I like to play games, I like the action of some games, but for the most part I play video games because I like the stories of these video games. So I like games like Until Dawn and Man of Medan, and apparently Man of Medan is the first in an 8-game series. It's going to be called like the Dark Anthology or something, and I'm pretty jacked about that because so far I'm really enjoying The Man of Medan. It's interesting, it's creepy, and the characters are kind of annoying, but you know, you had that with Until Dawn too, so. But yeah, so I didn't do anything yesterday. I did edit like 1 chapter on Saturday. I might have done 2, I can't remember. And today, since I'm off, I want to try and get as much done as I can, and then possibly take a break and play Man of Medan just a little bit more because I really enjoyed it. So, writing stuff, what's new with me besides getting to, I think, chapter 25 editing in my editing, and which means, you know, I'm more than halfway done, which is cool. I got my commissioned artwork of both, you know, I had Shyla and I got Quinlan on Friday morning, and I have shared them on my social medias, on my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, so if you follow me on any of those, you've already seen them. If not, I'm going to try and put them maybe right here. I am still learning YouTube videos and I may not be able to, you know, fit them in, but if I can, here's Shyla and here's Quinlan, and it's really cool. And I was telling my boyfriend, I didn't have any issues like writing the story. Like I've known what my characters look like since I started, you know, so I've never had any problems imagining them. But after I got the artwork of Quinlan, that day I was working on a chapter that was a scene with he and Shyla, and it just was a million times easier having that artwork, and it's really cool. And I'm really like silly, so I had printed out a bunch of copies using my work printer. I was gonna hang them on my, you know, inspiration wall, but then this is my Craven Bible, essentially, with all the lore and everything, and I just thought it would be cool to do like some splashes of my characters. And Shyla, the color blue, I don't know why, I have ascribed her the color blue. I have to look at meanings of colors because hopefully it fits. It's just she feels like a blue. Purple is the gargoyle color, so I don't know. Probably not fair that I just went ahead and put Quinlan under the purple umbrella just because he's a gargoyle, but I can't help it. He's purple, she's blue. And I'm planning on getting Darrow, my antagonist, next, so I'm just going to leave this page for him. But the artist I used, he actually is on a little, like, trip for 2 weeks, and he won't be back until like September 11th, so I have to wait, and then I will get at him ASAP because I really want to see how he draws Darrow. That's exciting. So yeah, that's really all that's happened recently. On the personal front, you know, everything's fine. I'm just tired all the time, my back hurts, and I'm sick of working for a living, but that's just, you know, that's normal. That's being an adult, I guess. Hobonichi is going on sale. I think actually some of it might go on sale. The one I want isn't on sale yet because they finally released an A5 and I think they're doing an A6 too, where it's gonna have the monthly pages and then the daily pages are like undated, and that's exactly what I've been like dying for all this time because I love the Hobonichi product. I love the quality of it. I love the Tomoe River paper, and I love the monthly layouts. I think, I don't know, they're very minimalistic and uniform, and I like that. But it was really hard for me to use Hobonichi because I don't journal every day, and I would start to become like overwhelmed, you know, by the number of daily pages that were blank. And I know a lot of people would just ignore the dates on the page, and at one point I started covering up the dates and hiding them with like stickers and washi tape, but it just, in the back of my head, like I knew, so it was just really overwhelming. And I'm very excited for the new, what do they even call it? The undated one. I don't know what they're calling it. And that is going on sale on November 2nd, I believe, November 1st, something to that effect. And I'm excited because I already have a cover I want to put it in. Currently my journal, my bullet journal's turned into a regular old journal, you know, Leuchtturm. I have it in this, sorry, I thought I saw something out there. I have it in this little zipper cover that I recently got from Cocoa Paper on Etsy. And it has a little pen loop like a Hobonichi and little pockets over here like a Hobonichi. So I already have the case. I already have like the cover I'm going to be using for my Hobonichi. I just have to wait for the Hobonichi itself to go on sale. And speaking of Hobonichi, I pulled out my old A5 cover. It's the hazelnut color, I think. It was, I got it because it was the closest to like nude and that was what I wanted. But as I said, I stopped using my Hobonichi because it stressed me out too much to use it. And now I'm just using it as a cover for my writing journal because, one, my writing journal wouldn't fit in the Cocoa Paper one because the journal is not a true A5. And to be fair, I don't think it was marketed as one. I think it was just marketed as like medium. But it wouldn't fit in there. And I kind of just wanted something that would protect the cover more than the Mod Podge I used is, and also had a pen loop and pockets because I like to throw like loose stuff in there. So I'm actually gonna give you a little bit of a, I have these pockets. These are just little like random story ideas I've scribbled down at work, and they're not official enough yet to go in the book, so I just like to keep them here. And I'm using these stickers to keep track of how many chapters I'm editing a day. One chapter equals one sticker is how I'm going to do it. I haven't started yet because that's going to be for my September spread in my writing journal. And I also have my cheat sheet for the Save the Cat beat sheet in here, as well as just a A5 pencil board. But you know, just stuff I like to have with my writing journal that, you know, I don't want bulking up like the back pocket in my writing journal, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of, I don't know, excited to have this old Hobonichi cover, and they make quality products. I love Hobonichi, and that is my like glowing recommendation. And you need to, you know, you need to buy Hobonichi if you're into planning. If you're not into planning, you can buy just the covers to use for, you know, your Leuchtturms, your Walmart brand, medium size, not quite A5 journals, you know. But yeah, so I really gotta get to editing. I got my coffee. So I'm gonna open up this laptop and I'm going to jump in to editing chapter 25, I think is what I'm on. I think, let me check. 25. I finished chapter 25. I ended up trimming like 222 words from it. And then I went and got myself another cup of coffee, and I allowed myself to watch the ending Darth Vader scene from Rogue One, because Rogue One came on TV last night, but it was like super late and I wanted to go to bed, and the Darth Vader scene at the end of that movie is probably my favorite scene in all of Star Wars, so that was my reward today for finishing chapter 25. I watched a 3-minute scene of Darth Vader. But I actually, something I did talk about in the footage I recorded on Saturday that I ended up deleting. I'm stuck between, I guess, a rock and a hard place, because I'm kind of scared that nobody's going to read Stone Soul because Stone Heart is not as good, if that makes sense. I like Stone Heart. I'm proud of Stone Heart. You know, I think it's a good story and I love my characters, but I think I probably should have worked on it a lot more than I did before I published it. And that's just a lesson I had to learn, I guess, you know, of being more patient and disciplined with my writing. But now it really sucks because I'm working on Stone Heart and Stone Soul, and I can see that it's getting so good. Like, my characters like feel like real people, the writing is much better, and I want people to read this. This is something I'm proud of, and I want people to be able to read it and enjoy it. And, you know, I'm worried that because, you know, maybe they'll be interested in it, but, you know, they go to read Stone Heart because, you know, you gotta read the first one before you read the second one, and maybe they read the first one and think, like, oh wow, this sucks, I'm not even gonna, you know, try the second one, like, what's the point? And it's very unsettling, and a part of me wants to go back and, like, fix up the manuscript for Stone Heart and just kind of, like, on the down low, upload that to KDP and, you know, make the change without telling anybody. But then, you know, I feel really guilty for all the people who've already bought Stone Heart, because it's like, okay, you wasted your money on the first edition, well, the second edition's much better. I don't know. And I don't even know if morally that's a thing that you can do as an author, or if you should just, once it's out there, you know, don't touch it. You were confident enough to publish it, you're not allowed to fix it, if that makes sense. And it's just something I've really been struggling with lately as I work on Stone Soul, because, like, if you were to read them one after the other, you would be like, oh wow, like, this is cool to see how much this person has improved writing-wise, but is that really enough to make you read the second one when the first one was so bad? I don't know, it's just, and I'm not trying to say, oh, the first one's bad, don't buy it, like, don't read it, it's awful, like, I'm not saying that, obviously. And like I said, I love the story, it's just, I wish I could go in and fix some of the technical things and, you know, tell a more cohesive story rather than the amateur story I told. And it could just be a case of me being too hard on myself, or yes, I see that I have improved, so I'm being extra hard on myself on my old writing, but it's just, like I said, something I've been struggling with. And, you know, I thought maybe telling people, like, hey, a second edition is coming out and it's gonna have, like, updated scenes and all that stuff, but that it's almost like I'm trying to tell people, hey, you know how you already spent money on this book? You should spend money on it again and buy the exact same story with, you know, some editing. I don't know, it's hard. It's really hard knowing what to do, and I feel like I know more now than I did then, even though it was only, you know, last December, so, you know, it hasn't even been a year since I published it, but I feel like I've learned so much and grown so much as not just an author, as, I don't know, as a person, and I just kind of wish I had been patient enough to maybe hold off on publishing for a little while. But, you know, my problem is I get very excited about things, and if other people get excited with me, I allow that to kind of influence my decisions. And at the time, you know, I was telling people that my plans to self-publish, and, you know, friends and family, God bless them, but, you know, I had a bunch of people like, oh my god, when is it going to be out? When is it going to be out? And I kind of was encouraged to get it out as quick as possible, and I wanted to because I was excited. I loved the story, I wanted to share it with people, and I think in my excitement, and in the shared excitement of the people around me, I maybe acted when I should have waited. And it's just a really hard lesson to have to learn, I think. especially with this being a trilogy. It would have been different if Stoneheart had been a standalone book, because then it doesn't matter if people, liked it or not liked it. It's not like I'm relying on that for them to buy the second in a series, if that makes sense. So now I'm just really stressing, because if I'm enjoying book 2 so much right now, book 3 is going to be even better, because of the 3, book 3 is my favorite, and the first draft of that is already good, so, second, third, fourth draft of that is going to be amazing. But what does it matter how good it is and how enjoyable it is if no one's going to even buy book 3 because book 1 was so not ready to be seen? And I'm not saying, that I only wrote one draft of book 1 and then just slapped it up with no editing, There's editing, I worked on it really hard, but I've learned so much more and improved so much as a writer that you'll be able to see a difference in the quality. And I'm like, it's really hard because, if I say that, it sounds like I'm saying book 1's bad, don't waste your time. But that's not what I'm saying at all. It's just I'm embarrassed because the quality is going to be so different. And it's really hard to know how to handle this type of thing, I guess. And I'm just scared and nervous, and I just want people to read my stories and like them. And I don't know, it just sucks. It sucks being so unsure and not knowing how to, I guess, fix it and move on. I guess all I can do is just keep writing, get this trilogy out, and then I can work on my standalone stories and just, get my writing out there for people to enjoy. So yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. Thank you for listening. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna cut, but whatever. And I am going to go back to editing. I am now starting chapter 26, which has 3,332 words. And let me see, just kind of a rough idea of what's in this. It's an okay chapter. It's a chapter that's needed, so time to get started. So clearly I did not film anymore yesterday because I was just working really hard, and I know, McLovin. Mister, I don't want to talk to you until you're filming. I know. But I was able to edit 4 chapters yesterday, which is pretty cool. And then I took a little break and played some more Man of Medan. I ended up finishing the game because it's a pretty short game. It was only like $30. And not happy with how my game ended, because as much as I love the way Supermassive does games with the whole, you have a limited amount of time to make a choice, and that choice could possibly kill your character. It's not good for somebody who's very high-strung and has a lot of anxiety. So I made a lot of mistakes. I failed a lot of QuickTime events, and my characters certainly paid the price for it. So I'm gonna be doing a different playthrough to get a different ending and more trophies. And then I was gonna film some more last night, but I was really trying to finish the next chapter, which would have been the 5th one I finished yesterday, which was chapter 29. I was trying to finish that because after I finished chapter 29, then I only have 10 chapters left to edit, so it was like a milestone I was trying to reach. So I kind of worked all through the rest of the evening, in between cooking dinner and everything, and I did not finish chapter 29. And I did not have time to film anything, so it almost feels like it was a waste, but what can you do? So I just wanted to film a quick outro, I guess, and I haven't put my stickers on my monthly spread yet, and I figured that would be something I could do on camera just so you guys see how I do it. And it keeps me motivated. It was like the little chart thingy I made for Camp NaNoWriMo, where every 1,000 words written I colored in a square. It's just something that motivates me and keeps me kind of wanting to work more, if that makes sense. So it's stupid, but I like to do it. So I don't even know if I'll be, because I made these squares bigger because I do most of my writing and stuff on the weekends. But yesterday, was a rare day off, so it's gonna look really packed. I get to have 4 stickers in this little square. And I just got these Dollar Tree teacher stickers that say, stupid things. But they're cool. Oh, I don't want it to overlap too much. Oh, I got excited. I misread one and thought it said radical, but it does not. That is disappointing. But, so ta-da, yesterday looks very, very nice. Yeah. And today is definitely not gonna look that nice, but if I can make it, if I can finish this chapter, I'll be happy. So yeah, that was, you know, makes it more interactive, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But I have to get ready for work, and it sucks. I don't want to go to work. Yesterday went by too fast, and now I have to return to work, and I am not happy about it. But I'm also, after I finish like getting ready, I want to get back to chapter 9. I didn't make much progress. Chapter 29. I didn't make much progress, but I think I can finish it today. It's 3,690 words before I started cutting words, and I don't know, I think I can do it. Between my breaks at work and, you know, everything else, I have faith. So I'm gonna, all this footage I filmed yesterday, I will try to edit today as well as working on this, and I will try to get this video up as soon as possible. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, thumbs up would be super cool, but if not, you know, I understand. Leave me a comment down below. How's your writing going? Do you reward yourself with stickers or stamps or, you know, stuff like that? So yeah, like and comment, and if you want, you can subscribe so you don't miss, hopefully, a future video. And I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching.